Hello and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. There's all kinds of family. We chose this one. This is episode 392, Life in the Fast Lane, number 40. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And Joe, we have so much to cover. It's been a while since we did this because I was away. We recorded early. We had the Dwayne moment at that award show, which was something to talk about, which we will talk about later.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't even talked about that yet. Okay.
No, it's been, and then Vin's on one today on Instagram, so who knows? But anyway, let us start the episode off, this overstuffed episode, with Tokyo Drift Minute 6.
Winner gets me.
Oh, baby. First one out the other side.
Make it interesting, Cliff.
So in minute 6, to be titled later in this conversation, Cindy finishes her race wager. The winner gets her. We cut to Shangri-La Estates, where 3 football players cut the chain to gain access. The 2 racers are followed in by at least 3 other cars and 2 motorcycles. Sean and Clay prepare for the race as a truck full of high school students cheer them on. A girl takes off her bra, more on her later, and tosses it into the air. When it hits the ground, the race is on. Sean and Clay begin to race through Shangri-La as the minute ends. We got some action here.
We finally got some fucking action.
For the first time all movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's a couple things here that I'm sure I have noticed before, but I've never, articulated in my own head. I love how confused Clay looks when she's like, winner gets me. He's just like...
Yes. Yeah. Which, by the way, I want to say off the rip, this episode needs to be titled... this minute needs to be titled, Winner Gets Me. There's no other option for this.
The minute or the...
The minute,
episode?
not the episode.
Okay,
no, we'll figure out the episode later, but Winner Gets Me has to be the minute title.
He also spits in a very football player way, just like a bro kind of high school way. And it's sort of subtle, but I love that the football players sound like they say hut hut when they cut the chain, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, that is funny. I didn't notice that, but that is really funny.
And the other line, we always talk about this in terms of it wasn't clear. They must have not had this in the original version, or they cut out a thing and they had to add this in later. But Clay says first one out the other side as the winner, but we don't see him say that. So I wonder if they were just racing and people were like, well, who's winning? Because it ends when one crashes, right? But
yes,
I wonder
there's
if that was
no
unclear.
actual finish line. Yeah.
I don't know, but just little things, little tiny things that I never noticed before. But Joe, what did you notice before I get into the girl credited as cheerleader? And there's more than one cheerleader, but I found information on her. But what did you find in this minute?
I got all of the cars as they pull in. Besides, there's one motorbike that I couldn't find. To be definitive, so I didn't do that.
Okay.
Got all the Shangri-La Estates sign, and I really wanted to read this porta potty because there is a phone number on the porta potty.
Okay.
To the point where I have to tell you something that I figured out.
Okay.
This time that might come in handy in the future, but I.
Oh no.
What? I took a clip of the porta potty and I entered it into an online AI image enhancer.
Okay.
To try to be able to read it. It did not help.
Okay.
But I learned a new technique that I might use going forward.
Okay.
To pursue other things that we want to read in better quality.
Okay, which is?
Anything that's kind of blurry in the background that I can't really make out what it is. It didn't work well for this.
The tool you found works, it just doesn't work for this.
Yeah, it was too blurry to actually figure out what this is, to read who the company on the porta potties was. I'm hoping in a future minute we get a better shot of them, but I went over like at least 6 times that the porta potties were in view, used the best picture from that, was still too blurry when I uploaded it.
So now to remind people of the process of this, which I think this is what I'm about to say is accurate. I'm pretty sure this is a 4K rip of Tokyo Drift that is then brought into editing software, chopped into minutes. Well, this one's a minute too, and I'm not sure why, which I didn't, who knows, doesn't matter. I can't worry about that kind of thing.
No.
And then exported either to 1080p or 4K, but I think the source was 4K at one point. But that doesn't mean we can read everything, because there might be,
No, it's focus. It's a lot of the time it's focus. Like the porta potties aren't in focus in this scene.
Why would they be?
Exactly. Besides for me wanting to read what's on the side of the porta potty.
So this phone number that you found that you're going to make me call, was that...
No, I'm not.
That was image enhanced, possibly.
That's as good as I could think it looked. And I actually even did a Google search for the phone number already, and it didn't return anything. So that's why I have a question mark there. You don't have to call it. It's not definitive yet.
It feels like it's been a long time since...
we had a phone number. Yeah. I know. I got really excited. That's why I dug deeper and tried to image enhance it to get the real phone number.
It's never going to not make me uncomfortable to call and just be like, do you know that
cold
your
call,
phone number is in Tokyo Drift? They're like, okay.
And this would have been really funny because it's just like a porta potty rental company. You know what I mean? So they'd be like, shh, no, okay, cool, thanks. If it still exists, who knows if this place still exists?
Right, who knows?
So,
also of note in this minute, "Ba with the Ba" plays by Kid Rock, which is a song that I don't think about as being in this movie, but fits perfectly in the movie, of course,
and very poignant for the times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just Mr. Rock himself doing all kinds of presidential things lately.
Mm-hmm. So here's what I learned about who I was calling Race Starter until I looked on IMDb, and she is credited simply as cheerleader. There's more than one cheerleader, but she has a picture. She's an actress of some note. So she is Amber Stevens West, credited as cheerleader. So she was born in Los Angeles on October 7th of 1986, which means that she was 19 when this came out, so hopefully, theoretically, 18 when they shot it.
Why hopefully 18 when they shot it?
Well, because... Well, I'm just saying...
creepy fucking sentence was that,
hopefully
Joey?
not 17.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hopefully
good enough.
At least 18.
I didn't even think back that far.
Because we've talked about how weird it is to sexualize a high schooler like that, even though they are sexualizing for high school characters in the movie, even though Sean looks like he's 40, and also a predominantly probably high school audience. But it's still weird to have a girl we don't know take off her bra on screen and toss it in the air. It's also weird to have another character, Cindy, be like, hey, winner gets to fuck me. Like, that's a little bit less weird, maybe, because there's some agency there, but it's also still weird.
Still weird.
Amber Stevens West is the daughter of actor and radio announcer Shadow Stevens and former model Beverly Cunningham. She is best known for 22 Jump Street, which is a Channing movie if we ever get there, which we probably won't. Fired Up, which Brian covered for High School Slumber Party. The Amazing Spider-Man, she looks kind of familiar from that, like one of the Andrew Garfield ones. And Tokyo Drift. Still acting today, doing a lot of TV work, including some voice work. And the quote from her that I found on IMDb that I thought was very... what does this even mean? Quote, I really love Beyonce. I like to look to her because we look similar. We have similar features about ourselves. So whenever I see that she's using a new product or a new hair color, I like to look at her because I know that if it looks good on her, it's something that I could try. That's the top quote on her IMDb. And I was just like, okay.
I just want to say, Amber Stevens West, as somebody who looks identical to Brad Pitt, that I have the same thoughts.
I can see it being like, we're similar skin color, but it's like, Beyonce, like, universally recognized as, like, one of the most beautiful women.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
We look like her. I look like her. So if she
does something, I could just steal it because it'll definitely look good on me. That is a quote. I'm glad that you saved that because it needed to be read and memorialized. It did.
I wasn't going to, like, every actor on IMDb has quotes. There wasn't a lot about her in her bio. I'm just like, what else is there about this woman? I really love Beyonce. I like to look to her because we look similar. Okay.
Yep. According to you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's attractive.
She's cute. I didn't see Beyonce.
You're like, wow, that girl's Beyonce.
Yeah, hey man, we confuse a lot. I just said there's two women that look exactly the same.
You didn't just say that because I think that was cut out. It was either maybe cut out or maybe it wasn't cut out. But yes.
Okay, I was just telling Joey that I saw two women today that look exactly the same, and if you need to know why that was cut out, post in the Discord and I'll explain it.
Anything else to say in this minute before we talk about the trivia question?
No, because we're getting the beginning of action, but there's nothing actually that happens.
Right.
So that's what I feel.
So I have 3 potential.
There's one true question too.
What is the name of the housing development that they race through?
Yes, 100% that.
What color is the bra worn by the cheerleader who starts the race through Shangri-La?
I think we should save color ones because I think they're easier at other parts, but go ahead.
And what iconic song plays during the race through Shangri-La?
That's a good one, but I think that's a little too easy. That's why I think that
So it has to be Shangri-La.
It has to be Shangri-La.
So give me 3 fake answers.
I was going to say the Taj Mahal, and I need help for some other ones. What else could we do? Versailles?
Sites? Are there any? There's an anime called Shangri-La Frontier. I just said sites like Shangri-La.
Shangri-La's, so I looked it up too, and Shangri-La's not real though.
But
it's
like,
a fictional place.
It's a thing though, right? Like it's...
Yeah, that's why I was going to say Versailles.
Okay.
And one more. Can you help me? Can you give me one?
We could do like Eden, Gates of Eden.
I was going to say something of Eden. That's a good one. Yep.
What is so in minute 6, winner gets me. What is the name of the housing development Sean and Clay race through? The answer is Shangri-La. That is one of the easier questions. But also, I don't know if I would have known that if I wasn't doing the podcast. Like, I think that we talk about it so much that like it will be an easier answer for people who like take the quiz. I don't know it's an easy question, but I think it's an easy question for our quiz, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm going to ask my buddies this question right now just to see what they say and see if they get angry about it.
So anything else to say about this minute, or are you ready to move on?
I think that the next couple, we learned through doing this now through 2 movies that the racing ones sometimes last longer and are less eventful than we want, but I'm going to keep an open eye out because there's a lot of like construction materials and things like that. So I'm excited to see if in the racing I can read anything that's happening and going on in the background.
Makes sense. So Joe, on the streets, news about the Fast and Furious. There is so much here. We've also got a ton to run the vein, but what do you want to talk about? What do you want to highlight from the last? Because we haven't recorded one of these since before I went to Vegas. So it's been about 3 weeks since we did one of these. Is there anything you want to start with, or you want to just run through my stuff?
Run through your stuff, bud.
So we're going to start small just because there's a bunch of links to this. I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you saw Rocket's. I think Rocket retweeted these.
Yes, I did see these.
Andy Tudor, past guest of the show, did a lot of new family, hashtag Fast and Furious, hashtag Crossfire. This one is Billie Eilish and Vin Diesel.
Yes.
This one says Guess Who's Back, Fast and Furious, Crossfire, and it's the characters, is the couple from the video game.
Yeah, what were their names? Do you remember?
I do not. I can look it up. So it was called Crossroads, right? Yes. And then, but Crossfire, Cam and Vienna. That seems right.
Cam and Vienna. Yes, that's very correct. Yep.
But these are not the characters. These are the actors who play those characters.
But what does this mean? Did Andy ever clarify what this means?
I don't think so. We're going to check old allies. It's Riz Ahmed and Suki. Hashtag Fast and Furious. Hashtag Crossfire. Devin Aoki, Riz Ahmed.
Yes.
We've got new threats. Michelle Rodriguez and...
It's the comedian. What's his name?
Bobby Lee.
It was on... Yeah, it's Bobby Lee.
Hashtag Fast and Furious. Hashtag Crossfire. And then Roads Merge. Paul Walker and Jason Momoa. Hashtag Fast and Furious. Hashtag Crossfire.
Interesting.
I don't understand what these were.
Me neither. I don't know if Andy was just having a fun time with a little bit of AI going on or what was going on there.
Because they look real. Like, they look like a photo shoot, but obviously Momoa is not doing a photo shoot with an actor who has passed away.
Yes.
Unclear. This is all the day after Christmas. I didn't see about it until, after we recorded the last episode. But he's not, answering questions about it.
Nope. A lot of our fans were curious, though.
Very strange.
Very, very strange. Maybe, who knows? Maybe a new project or something. Who knows?
Quick bit of news. We don't have to dwell on this. Home Improvement star Zachary Ty Bryan arrested on domestic violence charges.
Yes, we saw that. Yep, that happened.
Apt for this minute.
Just hope that you figure your shit out, Zachary Ty Bryan. I hope that you get the help that you need and stop beating up on women if you did.
So here's the big one, or one of the big ones. Vin Diesel nods to Fast and Furious co-star Dwayne Johnson in Golden Globes presentation,
Yes.
quote, "Hey, Dwayne."
Yeah, this one we definitely need to talk about. Yep.
As
big
Vin
news.
Diesel took the stage to present the Golden Globe for Cinematic Box Office at the 2025 what an award. He nodded to his former Fast and Furious co-star Dwayne Johnson, who was sitting front and center in the audience the whole night. "Hey, Dwayne," was all Diesel said, but the Moana 2 star acknowledged the greeting with a slight nod in his lilac suit.
Yes.
And there's nothing much posted about it. The rest of this Deadline article is just talking about the history of their beef, and then, Hobbs is back.
Yes.
Variety posted, Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson come face-to-face at Golden Globes. Diesel shouts out co-star on stage after infamous Fast and Furious feud all over the place.
Feud is all over the place, yeah.
This, again, has no information in it. But what do you make of this?
It was actually a really smart play by Vin. I think that Vin, at this point, feels like he knows that The Rock is beneficial to the franchise. And we know that if Vin cares about nothing, it is about making the franchise and it being successful. From his perspective, it's well played. But we also had the whole thing where, like,
well, what do you make of The Rock's non-reaction?
He's not on stage during I think it's a proper polite move to not, like, what was he gonna do? Like, yell back on stage?
I do not know.
Like, a nod is, like, the only thing I would do, because I'd be like, it's not my time to talk. He's on stage giving a monologue. It's his speech time. I'm not going to insert myself into this. Like, this is not now a conversation. It's just, like, acknowledge, and we keep it moving, right? It didn't look mean. He wasn't like, He was just like, nod, and kept it going.
It just felt a little awkward, but also,
They're in an awkward place.
They are awkward.
They are awkward, but we had The Rock released the video on his Instagram, like, I'm coming back.
Well, it's
and
2
blah,
years
blah,
ago
blah.
now. At this point, or a
that's
year
what
and a
I
half
mean.
ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think they probably tensions have cooled a little bit, and this was just like a fun, tongue-in-cheek way to acknowledge this. What do you think about it?
I think it's weird, but it's also
weird.
I think it just highlights that these are two very different men. That The Rock wants to be taken seriously, and Vin is serious about, like, a few things and goofy about the rest. Like, they just, like, their personalities do not work well together.
Yeah, one of them is peeing in bottles, and the other one's making not like The Rock is making film, but in the same sense, like.
So, I don't know. But anyway.
I don't know. I think it was funny. I don't think there's much to it, but I don't think they hung out afterwards. But I also don't think that there's much to it. I think that it was Vin saying, look, we can have a working relationship, and The Rock being like, it's Vin's time to talk, and I'm not commenting further on this until I get paid. Mm-hmm. And that's fine.
That same night, Anna Sawai, Elle herself, from one and only one Fast and Furious movie, won the Golden Globe for Best Female Actor in a TV Drama for Shogun, so congratulations to her.
Oh, I didn't realize she was in Shogun. That's cool. I'm sure we talked about it, but I didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other thing, and this is a Rocket tweet from this week that you replied to,
yes,
where he said, at Too Fast, Too Forever, remember Vin's ice cream post, which you loved because it was Vin and Michelle looking high as shit, giggling about ice cream.
Vin was high as shit. Both of them, I think, were high as shit. That's where my theory that Vin is just ripped to shit starts. But yes.
But there is a thing which apparently the video or the footage they've been shooting that we've been talking about in Running the Vin of the cars on the bridge and, like, shooting a new Fast and Furious movie might just be a commercial for Haagen-Dazs called The Heist, which is dropping during the Super Bowl on February 9th.
Which tracks so fucking hard. By the way, I saw Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan today being Meg Ryan going, we're like getting back together for something epic. And somebody goes,
this is the time of year where you have to be, like, on guard. Just, like, anything that seems weird, it's a commercial.
This is what somebody said. They were like, how much you want to bet this is just a fucking Super Bowl commercial? And I was like, probably is. Probably is.
What annoys me is that November, December, when he's posting these things on Instagram, and I'm like, they're not shooting the movie. These are old footage. You're like, well, maybe they're just, like, shooting
Test things,
They-
something. Who
I'm
knows?
like, they don't have a script. And then like he kept posting so much. I'm like, maybe you're right. Like it doesn't make any sense, but maybe you're right. Like it doesn't make sense that they would just like shoot action scenes without having a script, without showing anybody anything about anything.
True.
But maybe.
But they've done dumber stuff too. The other side
But
of that.
maybe. And then of course it's a fucking commercial.
It's just a fucking Super Bowl commercial, I bet.
Look,
Yep.
if the Super Bowl is Eagles Chiefs, doomsday scenario, at least we have 30 seconds to look forward to.
Yeah, like, well, we got the trailer of whatever it was in the last one, right? Like 2 years ago. We got, like, trailer of
2 years ago,
FX,
sure,
and-
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But yeah, Eagles, Chiefs, oh my God, I'd rather die. That is doomsday scenario.
Well, by the time this is out on the main feed, people will know what the Super Bowl is. The patrons won't. They're in the dark with us.
Please, God, no.
I don't like the Commanders. I don't particularly like the Bills. The Bills are due. The Commanders would be fun to have a rookie quarterback win the Super Bowl, but just not the Chiefs again, and just not the Eagles.
I don't want to fucking watch 3 hours of Taylor Swift again. God damn it.
I just don't want to watch Mahomes getting ghost calls of like, oh, unnecessary ref. It's like, no, it wasn't.
Because he, like, flops and slows up right at the sideline to get pushed and then flops and complains to the refs. What a baby back bitch. I hate him.
The only other news that I have, I think, is that this was, like, again, one of those, like, The Rock was asked, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, The Rock doesn't know anything. It's just, like, somebody asked The Rock, hey, when's Fast 11 coming out? He's like, I don't know. Like, that's it. But, like, people made a big deal about it, like, oh, it's never coming out. He's not in it. It's just like, no, he just doesn't know the answer. Like, they're just like, when's it coming out? He's like, I don't know. Don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
So
He doesn't make those decisions. Yeah.
he just shows up. Or doesn't.
Or doesn't know, arguably. Yeah.
But that's all the news. Anything else you've seen either in the Discord, join the Discord, or on Twitter or anywhere that you've seen about these movies or the franchise or the actors?
Not that aren't additionally Vin posts or bullshit that is not actually about Fast and the Furious that I can remember in this moment.
Well, then let us jump into Running the Vin. He's done many posts since we have last done
Please,
this.
I want to see. I try to avoid them. First of all, everybody knows that I don't open Instagram, 1. And 2, I try to avoid them because I want to run the Vin with you.
Well, like I posted one in Discord today because I was just like, this is just so goofy.
Yes.
So the last one we did, if you'll remember here, this was him in front of the tree, right?
Christmas. Yeah.
December 27th. So then he posts
Yes.
after we recorded the last one on January 6th. Shout out to the holiday.
Okay. Yeah, Nick Bosa agrees. Yeah.
At Zoe Saldana, well deserved. ... And your speech was truly powerful or beautiful. ... So extremely proud. ... And it's a black and white photo of him and Zoe. I'm assuming from Guardians at some point.
And did she give a speech at the Golden Globes, I guess?
I think
Maybe?
she won because she's on Amelia Perez. I think she won stuff for Amelia Perez.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That would track.
So
Have you seen Amelia Perez yet?
not yet.
Okay, we're saving it for tomorrow night so we can watch it in full Friday regalia properly because I've only seen the clips.
Bob, I've not even seen the clips. Bob watched it, does not understand it. He's like, I don't know what it's trying to do. But I'm like, I have this feeling. All I have heard from everyone is the movie is bad. I have this feeling that I'm going to love it.
You haven't even seen the clips yet?
No.
I can tell you right now that I would bet so heavy on the under, Joey.
Well, because here's the thing. I just like ambition even when it's not good.
Joey, I've heard the song from the musical part of it, and if you say that you love this movie, I don't think you can come back from it. So I'm just saying I would heavily bet the... Did you know what the lyrics
No,
are?
don't know. I don't know anything about it other than who's in it.
Good. I hope that you love this movie because I watched it and was like, I cannot believe not one person in this cast of 50 in this musical number right here did not say, why are we doing this? We should stop immediately. That's the reaction that I had.
Interesting. Okay. I will report back whenever I get to it.
Please, I'm watching it tomorrow night in the right frame of mind. I will watch it thoroughly, and Rachel and I are excited.
Cool. Okay. Next one. Him and Dwayne
Okay.
a while ago, because he's thinner there.
He's wearing a Los Bandoleros shirt.
Arm around Dwayne. Dwayne's in a suit. Vin is in a t-shirt and jeans or pants. All love, ... always, ... Ludicrous.
And,
comments. Crown emoji, some emoji that Windows doesn't show. 18,000 likes. Liked by the Mikester and 2 million others.
Amen. Yeah, because we're back, baby.
Next one. I think this is a Kojak one, yes.
Oh, God. Okay.
Posted the
Okay,
same day
fun.
as the last one, January 7th. Just read the latest draft of
We're
Kojak.
we're only a day deep. We went from the 6th to the 7th. We're three posts
we
deep.
have 7 posts to go through, but 3 of them within 24 hours of each other, basically.
Yeah, he was off. He wasn't on set for 2 days.
Just read the latest draft of Kojak! Wow, Noah Pink crushed it. ... Allowing for the 70s to live in this contemporary story of that infamous New York detective, all capital letters, or not all capital letters, but each word capitalized, made a great script even better. I gotta say, all the memories of growing up in New York City, a kid with dreams, ... made the read that much more surreal. All love, always, ... And it's him in a subway station, but not like on the subway platform, like in between, right? Like that's like where like maintenance workers stand or whatever.
It's like if you went too far down the subway platform and went to the little space that you're not supposed to access, that's where he is. Yeah.
What's funny to me about this one, it's a cool picture, is that the light is there to make it look like a train, but you can see behind it, there's no train behind this light. Like it's like a little like cart or something, the light, or just like a flash there or something.
Yeah, or just like some random effect he did. But yes. Yeah.
Next post. Okay, so then he goes 13 days without one. This is now 3 days ago. This was posted on January 19th, so 4 days ago as recorded.
And he's looking really young in this picture.
Last night, while we were watching the fights, ... Fights? What fights? Do you know what fights?
UFC, I'm betting. I don't know.
18th was last Saturday.
I don't know. It wasn't anything like super popular.
Last night, while we were watching the fights, well, let's see the other pictures. They do not help.
What?
We'll get there. I don't know. Last night, while we were watching the fights, ... my oldest daughter asked to switch over to SNL to see Chappelle's speech. Glad we did! ! Compassion for the displaced. ... Kinda evoked Martin Luther King energy. ... on MLK.
Martin Luther King energy in the running for title of this episode.
I don't want to do Martin Luther King energy because that feels weird, but kinda evoked. I'm okay with this full phrase.
Kinda evoked Martin Luther King energy. Okay, it's less fun, but sure, go ahead.
Look, maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't want to get like can't. It's a weird world right now.
You're not going to get canceled. You didn't say it. Vin did. I'm just saying.
Well, okay. Just keep it in mind. Let me copy this. We can use maybe a smaller version of it, but let me just throw it in here for now.
Just possibilities. We're not even done yet. I'm just saying.
Okay. I mean, it's an early option.
Oh, that's a great fucking sentence.
The family is painting today. ... It's my niece's birthday tomorrow, so I'm giving her a painting from Uncle Vin. Haha. Hope she likes it.
That's trash. That's a terrible gift, Vin.
Reminds me of a birthday gift I got from Stallone years back. ... It embodies Rocky's resilience and proved even action stars can step out of their comfort zone to create timeless paintings. We'll never forget Stallone stepped up, helping me organize a fundraiser for the firefighters in those dark days after 9/11.
Okay.
There is something so revealing about the human spirit after a collective tragedy, that unifying process that allows us to go on. ... The rise of the resilient. I have seen this in the aftermath.
The rise of the resilient is good too.
I've seen this in the aftermath. There's also other stuff that he has posted since then, so we just keep.
I know.
Just keep thinking.
I know.
I have seen this in the aftermath of the New York's 9/11, and I am seeing this now in California with the wildfires. The bravery of our firefighters, the compassion of our fellow citizens gives hope of a brighter tomorrow. Happy Creative Sunday. ... Edited 3 days. So I don't know who this is. It's not.
It's Sly. It's Sylvester Stallone. He said yes. He says it in the fucking thing.
I know he says that, but at what point did his hair ever look like that?
Well, look at how young Vin is. That's what I was pointing out. Vin's like very, very young in this picture.
This
He's
is maybe like
mid-20s.
Yeah.
His Sly looked like that back in the day. Yeah.
It is a crazy picture, though.
It's a crazy ass picture.
So it's them both pointing at the camera, wearing black.
I like Sly,
notoriously
a watch guy, purposely flexing the watch in the picture for no reason. Also awesome.
So that's picture 1.
Both in sunglasses.
And picture 2 is a shot from behind a cup.
This is incredible. This
brushes.
is like one of the best pictures I've ever seen.
So I also need to show. We might need to have an executive decision. We'll get to it in a second. But this is a picture of him behind a.
You want to use this for the cover photo?
I kind of do. It's
kind of incredible. I'm
going to show you the art that I've picked, but man, it's just like it opens up a can of worms. But sometimes inspiration strikes in a way.
It does. Also, in that sense, if you use this, we could probably call this. I imagine Vin looks at whoever's taking this picture and goes, "Can you put the camera behind that cup of paintbrushes?" And that will be a good title too.
So here's what I have for the episode art. It's them opening the gates at Shangri-La.
Good picture. Yeah, good picture.
The other one's
not bad.
The other one's pretty good. You know what the other one is from the minute. It's her taking her bra. Like it's got to be like because they're looking so
Beyonce,
goofy, whatever. Beyonce, right?
Beyonce. Yeah, exactly.
However,
I really think we could do it. It's so good. That picture is incredible, dude.
the Vin picture in front of or behind
the
paintbrushes with his hat with his Vin X logo that we found.
Oh yeah,
right? With the hat.
Canadian tuxedo
With like floral patterns on the shirt.
There's floral they're just like no, it's just like like embroidered like embellishments, but like it's a Canadian tuxedo. But yes.
And then the third one is him from behind, black
Painting.
and white, painting. We don't see what he's painting, but painting.
Yeah.
Okay, just keep in mind, we got options for this post. We got titles, we got pictures.
The picture I think we sell. The picture is easy. I think so.
So here we go.
We're gonna see the picture. Okay, cool.
Happy birthday, ... proud uncle. And this is a video with sound.
About to drop off the painting.
The Olympian.
I call it the Olympian because I think she's a young Olympian.
Okay. Oh, do you see her name?
About to drop off the painting for my niece's birthday. I hope he likes it.
I don't know why he's whispering. What does it say?
Happy
It says,
birthday, Sinclair.
Love you forever,
you
Uncle.
forever, Uncle Vin.
And he signs it Uncle Vin. And it's interesting that her name is Sinclair, cause Mark Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
So like I am assuming that she was named after him, right?
But we don't see the art. I would imagine so as a nod to his heritage. Heritage? Question mark.
But he signs it Uncle Vin,
Yeah.
which makes this weirder. Also, there's a possibility that's just like somebody that is like niece in quotation marks. You know what I mean? If like she's named Sinclair,
Right.
and you sign it Uncle Vin, this could easily be like Jordana Brewster's daughter, or who knows, right?
So the next one, this is from yesterday. And look, I know he's packing on mass lately, but I think the aspect ratio of this is fucked because there's no way he's like this square.
I think there's a large possibility he is that square, and I also think there's a large possibility he's fucking juicing right now, which would be amazing too.
So this is
that's a good title too, right there. The Hot Wheels post, excellent, excellent title for the episode, right there.
So this is on the Universal lot. Something legendary just
Yes.
rolled into the studio today. ... The first fast car is here. History is being made. ... If you know, you know. Hashtag Toretto Tuesday, and it's him in front of a Chevelle, right?
I don't know. I can't tell from just that.
But it's an SS.
door.
It's a Chevrolet of some kind.
Yeah.
Then the second one is a video with this sound. The most boring video we've ever run the Vin to see.
It's just a tow truck. Yeah.
I might not even put the sound in here because it's just like the sound of a car. Not even a car, just like the sound of like humming. The car being
More tow truck. Yeah.
dropped off the tow truck, let off gently. Again on the Universal lot, because you can see the peacock symbols there. A couple of guys
Yeah.
pointing to the car.
More tow truck, I'm assuming.
Uh-huh.
Yep, more tow truck. Yep. Lots of tow truck video.
The car actually backing off the tow truck this time.
Okay.
It's difficult to put into words how boring these videos are.
Yeah, these are bad. But he's excited, it seems.
Sure, it's the first fast car is here. In front of signs for Deal or No Deal Island and the Day of the Jackal.
Uh-oh.
And then,
He's so posed for the...
well,
like,
he's framing the shot here.
He's framing the shot.
It's him squatting in front of the car with his hands up like he's a director. I mean, he is a director. But hands up like a director, framing the car how he wants to shoot the car.
Yes.
So you're saying that also this Hot Wheels official post is a possible episode title.
It is. Who is Miguel Versetti?
He's got 1,000 followers. He's only got 4 posts.
But it's nobody okay, it's just a dude. Okay, cool. He was like the top comment. But Hot Wheels posted, "Babe, wake up." Vin Diesel just posted.
Which, honestly, I kind of want to use.
Okay, you like that? But you have to keep the capitalization the same. You can't change it, okay?
We're good.
Okay, it's front runner for now. Okay, I love it. Go ahead.
So this one was
Excellent.
also edited from today. I want to see if there's I want to see if he actually edited, because I screenshotted this before it was edited.
Also, I just double checked. Fast X Part 2 is definitely still on the list already. So
Okay. Last week, during the fires that displaced LA, my sister Jordana reached out to me and said, please have Universal film the rest of Fast X Part 2 in LA. Los Angeles needs it now more than ever, Los Angeles is where Fast and Furious started filming 25 years ago, and now Fast will finally return home. All love, And I don't think there's any difference between what he edited. So these edits might not, sometimes they're like crazy edits, but this is, I think, just, I don't know what he edited, but it's the same.
Yeah.
It's him and Jordana hugging on the set of maybe around 8, would you say? Like Fate of Furious, maybe? Ish?
That seems about right. Yeah, it looks about right.
I just think, like, look, it's a nice post, but it's also funny to me that he's like, you know what LA needs right now?
Me.
Fast and Furious. It's like, no, man, they need water and they need money. Like, they don't need Fast and Furious, but
homes, aid, and he's like, nah. But I mean, in his defense,
yep.
It's really not a bad way for him to support the city. So it's a little tone deaf, but at the same time, it's not the worst we've seen. It's not Vanessa Hudgens.
I also do wonder, well, yeah, here, E46 track says, with everything happening in LA, I don't think anybody there really gives two shits right now about F&F, crying.
Yeah.
I do wonder if Jordana ever actually called him to talk about this.
Nope. You could tell me either one, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Babe, wake up, Vin Diesel just posted.
Was it Hey Babe or just Babe?
Just Babe.
Babe, wake up, Vin Diesel just posted.
It's really good.
It's really good from the Hot Wheels account. Top tier. Mm-hmm. Incredible.
And that's Running the Vin. 7 posts today. It's weird to me. I mean, he must have been shooting between, but just like he does 3 and takes like 10 days off and does another 4. It's just like, okay, like he just goes in these spurts. Also, he doesn't fuck with stories either.
Good. He knows the truth. Stories are lame. Stories are for lames. I'll say it now.
Is Dwayne Johnson interquel?
I think after What's Up, Dwayne? Yes. Well, not interquel, but in the next one, yes. I think that's what that was an allusion to.
Okay. There's a difference, though, between interquel and Fast X Part 2.
Well, I don't think there's any interquel. I think I think we have to change that to, is Dwayne Johnson going to be in the next... is Dwayne Johnson just going to be in the next Fast and the Furious movie?
Okay, but I still want to ask the question, is Dwayne Johnson interquel?
So no, but yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Joe, we have a Patreon page, toofast2forever.com. Shout out to Nick Burris, Alex Ellen, and Justin Kleiman, and Brian Rodriguez of High School Slumber Party. Wes Hampton, Jerry Robinson, Dan the Duke, Hayden, Renato DiDonato, Michael McGann, Lane Middleton, Lindsay Lewandowski, Nate Milton of the Kings of Sport, Jason Rain, Tom Price, Mike Gallagher, Josh Buckley of Whole Lotta Wolves,
yep.
Michael Moser, Christian Larson, Taryn Newone, Aaron Willows, Natalie Absolute, Randy Carter, Josh Goularm, Alex Walsh, Josh Luther, and Jessica Collins, a.k.a. Montez. Thank you all for supporting us at the $5 a month level or above. I will say to all of you now, if you know, you know, all the patrons every Super Bowl Sunday, they get a bonus episode. You, me, and
do they?
Late night Brian Rodriguez.
Do they?
They do.
Surprise to me.
We are now back from holiday. I am back from my work trip. We're back on schedule. So we are going to kick things off with the bonus episodes once again on Super Bowl weekend. So starting then every 2 weeks thereafter, bonus episodes at toofast2forever.com. Even $1 a month gets you in the door. For all those episodes, access the minute documents, the quizzes.
Yep.
At certain tiers, you can pick movies for us to watch, all sorts of stuff. Or if you don't want to give us money, which is also totally fine, you can email us, family@cageclub.me. And Joe, we have a handful of things to read today. First up,
okay, cool.
From the Tokyo Drift episode on YouTube, comment that has like 1 million views for whatever reason.
Yeah, they're all like 16 seconds long, but yeah.
This one is from UNAB-PO8IW.
Yeah, exactly.
It is in Spanish.
Translate, what does it say? Motor mouse in Spanish.
Que bobada por qué no ponen la película. What a nonsense, why they don't show the movie. Honestly, if we didn't have Hot Wheels, like that's a pretty good one.
It's a pretty good title. Yeah. Wait, I actually kind of like that better. In Spanish, I kind of like it better when I know the translation, but yes.
I think we got to do Babe Wake Up. It's so good.
It's so good. But I really like What a Nonsense. Why they not show the movie? Sorry.
We got Jeff C., who is a $1 patron, upped his pledge to $2. So shout out to Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. I don't know what we did, but thanks. That's cool.
We have Messy Kid 1234, whose picture is, I can't tell because it's little, maybe a wrestler. Oh, it's Stone Cold. Commented on our Annapolis episode saying the bar scene is also ripped off from Top Gun. The whole movie is a Top Gun ripoff and a Tokyo Drift ripoff, but the bar scene also Top Gun ripoff specifically.
Fair, yeah, fair. Wow, that was like a poignant, real comment. So thank you, Stone Cold, for mentioning that.
We got a comment on the Herbie Fully Loaded episode from Joseph Okoboy-KO2SI, who just says, "Sachet."
What does that mean?
Don't know. It looks just like gibberish. Doesn't look like a translated word.
I think that was probably a small child that was trying to watch Herbie and just keyboard smashing.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Jackie Jones emails again, who will be the first Gen Z star to have their career boosted by appearing in a Fast Saga film? Timmy Chalamet, ? Zendaya, ? Jacob Elordi, ? Sydney Sweeney, ? Each film in the Fast Saga oeuvre features at least one car party or carty. Which carty would you like to be at? So 2 questions. Gen Z star who's going to have their career boosted by being in a Fast Saga film, although I feel like
all of those are pretty top tier, right? Like they're like already pretty
kind of too big to join the Fast and Furious at this point. Yeah.
No. I just don't think that it's going to boost them. I don't think that they're too big to join. I think that like Sydney Sweeney is like top tier to be like the race cheerleader essentially, right?
As like a cameo, but like that's not going to like boost her stock. It's not going to.
That's what I'm saying. It's not going to boost her stock. I think that like somebody that stock would get boosted, and if Fast and Furious is smart, it's like they have to pick like somebody on TikTok that is like only known for TikTok,
like an Addison Rae type. Do you know Addison Rae?
Sure. Nope, because I'm not on TikTok. But
she's also doing. She's crossed over into music. She was also in Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. Like she's somebody who is bridging over into.
Then yes, this is who I imagine. Yes, this makes perfect sense, Joey. I couldn't put a name to one, but your example is perfection of what I would assume would happen.
Her music's also really good, surprisingly.
Wouldn't know.
Listen to Diet Pepsi. If you like pop. If you don't like pop, don't listen to it. But Diet Pepsi is a really good song.
Cool. I'm not going to, but thank you.
That's fine.
What party do I want to be at? What was the question again? What was the
car
party?
Carty.
Yeah. Yes, but what are the boundaries? What are the parameters?
I think it's just a carty from any of the movies. Each film has at least one car party or carty. Which carty would you have wanted to be at?
There's only one real answer for this for me.
Which is?
It has to be the fucking Race Wars dance party in the first one, because that's like that's like the most that feels the most age appropriate for me. Those seem like my natural people as somebody that went to lots of dance music festivals back in the day. I think that I would have the most fun at that one, minus Vince nearly dying in the middle of it. But I think that feels like the most comfortable one for me. How about you, bud?
Well, I'm just trying to think of like which ones there are. So in the first one, there's a couple. There's the one where Brian shows up and loses to Dom. There is the rave one. In Too Fast, there's the one with Suki, which seems fun because Suki is there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
In Tokyo Drift, there's the one. I mean, the Tokyo Drift one in the garage seems pretty cool, but also I wouldn't fit in.
No, I think my other one that like I'd want to be at would be like the Jasmine Happy Birthday one. I think that would just be interesting, like being in Dubai, just because it feels so luxurious. But I wouldn't be invited to that. That's like not my people. But I would like to see it. Yeah, but I think the first one, I know it's a cop-out because it wasn't like a deep cut or anything, but honestly, that's what I would feel most comfortable at.
Carty in 4 is the one with Dwight, ostensibly, right? Or just one like at their Top Golf thing, which doesn't seem cool.
No, it doesn't seem very cool.
The one in 5, like the This Is Brazil, is pretty good.
That's a pretty good one. That is a pretty good one.
Oh, I would probably do the 6th one because with Rita Ora, because I think that's fun. Like she's just like, that seems like a fun party to be like at the London one.
Yeah. London is cool too. Like an underground London party would be really fucking cool.
Is there a Carty in 7? Like, I don't know if there's one in 7 or 8 that I'm jumping out. Obviously, in 9, there's the one with Cardi B, Carty at the Carty.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But that's also like, you don't fit in there. Like, that's like a moneyed party, right? Like, that's like being thrown by like head of state, child of head of state, right?
Yeah, but he's so douchey. I don't want to be at a party where like the host is very, very douchey. Like that's why I picked like the one from T-Pain with the in Dubai, right? Like that one feels cool. In 10, there's not really one. Maybe like the one on the rooftop with Deckard, but that's like more of a barbecue than a party. That's not the same thing.
I'm still going with London. That's my answer.
Good answer. I like that.
Thank you.
I still go with the first one, like the rave, garbage can fires. That feels like my people.
And then the last email that we have today is Jerry Robinson sends in his new. Remember, he had like the new like structure. He's rewatching the movies, doing a bunch of things. Like he laid out all the things he's doing. So there's the first one of those.
Okay.
Hey guys, finished my review of 1F, 1Up. Here's my thoughts/reaction. The races will be on the bottom. Sorry if it's too long. Nostalgia hits the roof for the series beginning and my main number 3 movie in the franchise. 5 races and 3 heists, although 2 were successful. Car I love was Dom's 93 RX-7. Parentheses, I want this car to return, and everyone is shocked.
It would be very shocking for Dom to revert to an RX-7. That'd be pretty cool, though.
Vehicle I hated, the bikes from the Tran Gang.
They're kind of, they have a special place in nostalgia in my heart for me. So like old like Yamahas and stuff, that's pretty cool. Kawasaki Ninjas.
First time car goes under the truck on the opening heist. I only saw 2 people do that maneuver, and Brian was a shitty cop, so I'm going to say it was Letty who did it the old school.
Okay.
Speaking of bad cops, Brian is the worst one. Vince's cop alert went off numerous times. No one listened.
Immediately.
Random white dude shows up for 3 weeks ordering the tuna sandwich, checking out everyone, shit, one garage at a time. Dom should have taken Brian out when Brian declined he was a cop. Vince would be like, I don't believe you. Dom does a head nod, Brian will cease to exist.
Yep, exactly.
Moving on to Hector, he played one character in multiple movies, and that gets me thinking either that, the Fast universe, is canon in other franchises, because what him alone or he's the big bad at Fast 11, trying to overcome Lord Dom in the race scene, wanted to date Letty, she knocked his ass out and went to Dom. Can you imagine that?
No, I don't think that. I think that Hector is a good guy at heart. I see purity in his soul.
It's got to be. When Brian revealed he was a cop and Dom was shocked, Vince, I bet, was telling himself and said, I knew it. Jesse should have dove, just saying he wouldn't have died. But I will admit, 4 wheels are better than 2.
Amen. Truth.
First race, Dom, Edwin, Danny, Brian, winner, Dom easily. Let's go, menage. First thing first, Dom is God. That is all. Vince is staring Brian down when he approaches the line. Brian, again, is terrible as a cop. I'd be there and they wouldn't know it's me. I get it, he was on a time frame and he got lucky. Someone racist, but is Danny part of the Johnny Tran's crew because he's Asian? Question mark? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think he's just another Asian guy in LA, which just, yeah, there's a lot of them.
Name of the minute, or name of the episode, another Asian guy in LA. Parentheses, or quote from Joe 2.
Yeah, thanks.
If so, Johnny is one to talk. You stay off my turf, I stay off yours. Yet he has a guy who can't play racing games for shit. I don't think it's the crew.
Yeah.
Man, give me that Vince shotgun. I'll put him out for not winning and do 40 weight in oil like his mechanic. Monica offered her tit and said she said win or lose. He lost and she brushes him aside. She is for the streets.
She is for the streets. She belongs to the streets, my brother.
Also,
She
why
does.
Edwin didn't have Nas? Dom and Brian had it.
I don't know. He's a loser.
Dom, by the way, in Max Verstappen fashion. Brian gonna act like Alex Albon saying, I almost had you.
Nice. By the way, that did you see the Lewis Hamilton picture of him in front of? I made it my cover photo on Facebook. It's really fucking good.
I don't go to
It's so
Facebook.
iconic.
No, I did not.
It's already iconic.
Okay.
It's so good.
I must apologize saying I thought Lance said it's a beautiful machine, but it's indeed an amazing machine. But it's a beautiful machine. Like, that's what we're going with that.
Yeah, this is like Luke, I am your father. Like, yeah, fuck it.
I wouldn't mind if Danny was in Johnny's crew to enhance the rivalry between Dom and Johnny. I don't think we need it. Like, Danny's just like, whatever. Like, he's just a seat filler.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian over-revved while he shifted, causing sparks to fly when you hit that sweet spot for the car when she gets better later on in later movies.
Truth.
So far in the franchise, the only one to say, he writes out the N-word and he puts in parentheses, say it if you're comfy. Jerry, I can tell you, I am not comfortable.
I'm not comfy. We're not going to do that.
When Edwin lost.
Yeah.
During the scramble, Dom had the best and worst option. Left his car in the parking lot. Cool. I think he should have stayed there until the heat dies down. Then someone in a regular-ass car can swing by for Dom.
True. Yeah.
Dom wins the race, then cops showed up. Pizza boy snitched. Ooh, imagine. Rob Cohen's like, man, I couldn't deliver my pizza. I'm going to call the cops.
Oh, plot twist. I do like that.
That's a nice idea.
I like that a lot. Yeah, it's a really fun idea.
I always wondered at what point D&B, parentheses, Dom and Brian, I'm also going to say Dave and Buster,
Okay.
said fucking and took a cab. There was a tit shot of Mia at 3042. I mean, There's not, but I know what you're talking about. I felt so bad for Johnny Tran's mechanic. There is no way I'm kissing his feet. Lance can put a bullet in me. Fuck that.
Yeah, agreed.
Second race. Brian with Dom versus Ferrari. Winner, Supra. More than you can afford, pal. Ferrari. And yeah, sure is more than I can ever afford. With that said, it got smoked. God, Dom said smoke him, and he did.
But the funniest part about that is they probably have enough money in the Supra that it's expensive as the Ferrari is. So yes, same price.
It ain't the ride. It ain't the car. It's the driver. It ain't the ride.
I think in that case, it's 100% the car, not the driver, but both.
Third race, Letty versus the guy who wants sweet little ass. Winner, Letty. Just a filler race to show more strength about Dom's crew, and I'm glad it's Letty, Mrs. Alpha.
Yep, amen.
Fourth race, Jesse versus Johnny Tran. Winner, Tran, easily. Why didn't the crew pull Jesse like, hold on, bro, way over your head? Brian tried.
And we talked about this before too. Like Brian runs back and he's like, bro, he's in way too deep. And he's like, look, he has $100,000 under the hood. Don't do this. And he's like, I'm going to. And you're like, you're a moron. And then he does it anyways. So Brian tried.
After Jesse tells Brian he's racing for Binks, Brian would have said, like, hold on, you can't just climb the ranks to box with the top. Then maybe Jesse would have changed his mind.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't think so. I think he was determined to race Johnny Tran. It just sucks.
Final race, Dom versus Brian, winner, tie. A very close race. Woo, can Dom's car bounce? Seems Brian did improve his racing skills, not granny shifting. Don't say that here. Those are banned words. Actually, they're fine. It's fine. With that said, if the Charger didn't have issues, he would have easily won and more time to turn and not hit the truck. Also, I loved how one scene of Dom was panicked before the train, but after he made it through, his face was calm and cool, like, I knew it all along.
Yeah.
It's a nice little recap. Thank you, Jerry.
That was a fun recap. I like that. I liked that you had some interesting thoughts in there. I really like if Rob Cohen was the one who called the cops, like, these damn kids.
Would be really good.
Be really fun.
He's also like, man, we're directing this movie. We need some kind of action here. We need to break it up somehow. Get the cops in here. He's like, that's not how movies work, Rob. It's like, that's fine.
He's like, I needed my moment.
Mm-hmm. Also, no George Pickens. I guess the Steelers are out. No, not. I didn't mean to like bring that up, but like no store purchases.
Bro, he's fucking traded. He is so traded.
The good thing is that it has nothing to do with Steelers.
It still plays. It still plays.
Also, bring to a new fan club, a new fan base.
I would be really excited, but yes, he's so traded. He was talking shit on Instagram the other day, like about like they were like, where should George Pickens be traded? He was like, you're not in the locker room, like replying to like some fucking like Barstool Sports or some shit. He's so traded. He's cooked. His brain is mush. He did a full AB cycle in 3 years. It's awesome. But I would be surprised if he's a Steeler come August.
We'll see. But that's all the emails. See. If you want to email in family@cageclub.me, if you want to buy a George Pickens shirt, wherever he winds up, cageclub.me/shop. And, email in whatever.
He's going to the Raiders. We're sending him to the Raiders for exile. He seems like somebody that would love to commit a crime.
Did AB go directly from the Steelers to the Raiders too?
Yeah, and then he never played for them, remember, because he froze his feet and then called Mark Davis a cracker and then
went to...
and immediately got traded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, he tried to remember he tried to spray paint his helmet. There was like a whole...
I don't remember this, but no, I mean...
Oh my god, the AB saga when he got to the Raiders was fucking... And then they cut him before he played a game, and he did the I'm free running around the... Do you remember this?
I don't.
He ran around the backyard yelling, I'm free, I'm free.
Sweet.
Yeah, he was there. He was there for like 35 days at the most. It was incredible. Yeah, he went to the cryo tank. He didn't wear shoes in it, froze his feet, couldn't play football, so he missed like all of training camp. He tried to use a helmet that wasn't approved by the NFL by spray painting it. He spray painted an old Steelers helmet silver and thought they wouldn't notice. He called Mark Davis a cracker and left before he ever suited up for one game.
I mean, what do you expect?
I think George Pickens is probably on the same path. It's awesome. Can't wait to see it.
Joe, extracurricular activities. Speaking of the Steelers, you don't have to talk about them, but what have you been up to since we recorded the last Fastlane on December 30th?
Rachel and I have been watching a lot of media. We're doing pretty good. Oscar noms were out this morning as we record, and we've seen 5 of the 10 Best Picture noms so far. So that's a pretty good run for us to start. You'll know exactly which ones they are when you look at the list, bud.
I'm just seeing how many of these I've seen. I think I'm at 7 or 8. Yes, yes, no. Yes, yes, no. No, I've seen 7. Oh, no, I've seen 6.
So you're doing
6.
Oh, wow. Wow, not too bad. So, yeah, we're gonna blow through those. They're not for 5 weeks, 6 weeks or something.
March
so.
2.
Yeah, so I think we're pretty good in this list so far. We finished The Bear. That was fun. This
Did you
season
like the
of
third
90 Day.
season?
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Why? You don't like it?
no one did. At least none of my friends did, because it's just like it's not funny anymore. It's just like it's serious and it lost.
Yeah, my boss said the
thing.
same thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, my boss said the same thing. Well, because like now you're like a real restaurant, right? Like that's like how the trajectory was always going to go.
Yeah, but
like,
man,
they
like,
become a.
I get it, but like still.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Anyways, we watched it. We liked it. We're caught up. Severance started. We watched the first episode of Severance.
I've not seen that yet, but yes, I'm going to.
It's good. What else? Oh, and then like I actually did some fun things. I went to LA this past weekend to visit a bunch of friends. I have 2 friends that live out there. I stay with one of them that's in my fantasy hockey league, and a fourth, well, like including me, a fourth friend from my fantasy hockey league took a quick pit stop with us to come visit before he went on a work trip. There was 4 of us together pretty much all weekend. We went to Cosm in LA. Do you know this?
I don't. What is
I
that?
think we talked.
How do you spell Cosm?
COSM. There's 2 of them. It's a venue to watch sports, kind of like a sports bar, but they have this cool thing that they have like a dome, and they show you an interesting camera angle. Like, for example, in football, they have a camera in the goalpost or like right behind the goalpost. Okay. So you watch the game like that, as if you were like in the crowd on the field kind of situation, as opposed to the broadcast. Cool. Really, really cool. We wanted to sit in the dome. They wanted outrageous money to have a table in the dome.
Sure.
For
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No, for like most of these things, like ticket prices aren't outrageous for like if you want to go see like a soccer game or like a basketball game, stuff like that. Like it's not crazy, but we were there and we wanted to watch the Bills-Ravens game for football. So we just got general admission because we wanted to scout it, check it out. It was awesome. The dome is pretty cool. The sports bar itself is like really, really cool. It's a fun place to watch a game. If I lived in LA, I'd probably watch more stuff there. Recommend it. There's only 2 right now. There's one in LA and one in Texas. I think it's Dallas. I don't know if it's Dallas.
Dallas
or
is
Houston.
usually where things go for whatever reason. Like that's like where tech stuff goes. Yeah.
I think so, but I'm hoping that they put one on the East Coast for us because I think it'd be something cool. It's just like a cool, interesting thing. They should pop up everywhere just as an interesting place to watch. It feels
like the kind of thing that like would follow the trajectory of like a Topgolf or something.
Agreed. That's what I'm saying. They're setting it up so that they can kind of like franchise them out and put them in like pretty much major cities all across the country. The thing that they like focus on was like they were like a camera technology view type of company, and then they were like, okay, like nobody wants to buy this, so we'll just make this thing kind of situation. It was cool. It's like fun sports bar. Check it out if you haven't. Then we spent the next day, we went to the Penguins game because the Penguins were playing the Kings. My buddy's a Kings fan. I'm a Penguins fan. Tickets were really cheap, so we actually sat in a box. It was fun. And the Penguins dog walked the fucking Kings in the best game that I've seen them play all year because they look like bums most of the time. So I got to see a very nice game. There was a lot of Penguins fans. There's a lot of Penguins fans in our box. So we were high-fiving and cheering as my buddy Doug was sad that his team was losing. Then I came home. That was it. Chill. Ate some In-N-Out. Fuck all you haters of the In-N-Out. But it was delightful. Cool weekend with my friends. I feel recharged.
Good.
It was good. Get some. They're safe. Not near any of the fires. Hope everybody else in California is safe and not near any of the fires and doing okay too. But they were doing good, so we were just chill weekend. Nothing crazy.
Very cool.
Yeah, how about you, bud? What have you been up to?
Well, we recorded the last one early because I was in Vegas again for work. I did a couple things in Vegas of note. Number one, when I went out there, I went to the Sphere again because last year
That's cool. What'd you do this time?
Last year I saw Aronofsky's Postcard from Earth. This year I saw the U2 concert film they shot.
Oh, they shot a concert film and they showed you the film of the concert. Interesting.
So
I'm really
U2
pissed.
Played the Sphere for
Yes, yeah.
whatever.
They had a residency,
and then
like a couple of months, whatever.
They filmed the concert, and the way they projected it made it look like U2 was there. It was crazy.
That's insane and awesome. I'm really sad that when we go to Vegas for the draft this year, they're gonna have Grateful Dead there, and I'm like, I just don't care. Like, I mean, like I get that Grateful Dead are like a thing, but like it's not a band that I want to go see at the Sphere. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm a little disappointed.
So what was weird about this was because the Sphere, for people who don't know, is a 270-degree left, right, and up, down screen. So it's
much like the Cosm dome shit. Mm-hmm. It's very similar, but that's much bigger. But yes.
And they have movies that are filmed for, but they also use it for concerts, or they have visuals. Like, if Radiohead ever played that, I would pay an ungodly amount of money to go see Radiohead there. But, like, they have, like, the Grateful Dead, they have Fish, they had U2, whatever. Like, a lot of, like,
My buddy went for New Year's Eve there, and they had some electronic artists playing, and it was amazing. He was sending us pictures and videos.
So the way that they projected it made it look like at the bottom U2 was there. Like, I don't know how they did it, but like it looked like it was there. They have all the visuals. Like, at one point, like the sphere, like, quote unquote, goes away, and like you just see Vegas like outside, which is very cool. And like all the buildings debuild and just like the desert, which is cool. Like, that was one of the better parts.
Very sick. Yeah.
The weird part though is that so for concerts they fill the entire thing, but for movies, because it's a better experience, they don't sell the left and the right. Have you been in the sphere or no?
No, I haven't been there yet.
So there's like 4 tiers of seats. There's like the floor, then there's 200, 300, 400. And so for any of these things, like it doesn't really sell out because like tickets are expensive. Like, it's not movie ticket price, it's like concert ticket price. Like, it's like $150 or whatever to go. Like,
it's not cheap at all. Yeah.
When they have a concert, every seat is sold. But for the movie, they don't sell the left and right. They just sell the middle, and the middle's like half full or whatever. But the sound is so spatial that like it sounds like people are cheering from where there's nobody there. It's just like, this is weird.
Oh, interesting.
Like,
cool. Yeah.
It's cool, but it's also like it that kind of takes you out of it in a way, but it's fine.
Interesting. Okay.
But the visuals are amazing. Go if you're in Vegas, go see the Sphere. I know it's not cheap, but like it's just mind blowing what they're able to do. The entire concert's not great. Like, sometimes it's like a little like boring, but like when they like lean into it, it's crazy.
So this is really cool, and this is why like I want to go for something that I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to blow my first showing there on something that is like not magnanimous to me.
Right.
Like, something.
I mean, I just went because like
cool.
I'm out there already. Like, the same thing like you. Like, it's like they won't only have the Grateful Dead. Like, they'll also have like films that they'll be showing or whatever. And like,
yeah, but like I don't want to go see a film. Like, I want to go see a concert that I actually care about there. And it's like Grateful Dead is like, that's cool, but it's not what I want to see.
Right. Also, while we were in Vegas, my boss and I got invited to a Vegas Golden Knights game where they got rocked by the Islanders. Like, they played so terribly,
dude.
But it was cool to be at the game.
That's funny. Did you see Matt Barzal the other day? Matt Barzal was on the bench of the Islanders at the game, and he looks around in Nassau, and he's like, this place is fucking dead. This is fucking embarrassing. Like, if you lip read him on the bench. So that's even funnier now. Okay.
I also went to, and Rachel was excited that I went there, I went to Omega Mart, the Meow Wolf out there in Vegas.
Yeah, she told me. She was like, Joey's at Omega Mart. I was like, goddamn spoilers. We're recording the episode coming up. But
she's like, I love Omega Mart. Because like, I just posted like one thing I like tagged as Omega or whatever. But like, so I talked about Meow Wolf. We talked about Meow Wolf 2 summers ago when I went to the one in Denver.
And I went to the one in Vegas last time. Yeah.
And it's very cool. Like, it's at this thing called Area 15, which is like this big like art installation in and of itself, but there's like restaurants and convenience stores and whatever. And the guy is like, well, Omega Mart's like a third of the building. You look at it and it's just like this like little convenience store. I'm like, oh, like that's like, it's really cool. Like, it's, to my aesthetic, that was cooler than the Denver one because it's like the weird 80s grocery store where there's just like weird products and weird prices and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this kind of looks small. So like I toyed around the gift shop because the gift shop was closing before that. So I went there, bought some stuff or whatever. Then I went in there, and then you like go through
the,
like
the fridge,
whatever, and like you're just like in a back thing that's like 2 or 3 times the size of the grocery store, like the mini mart, and it's like,
oh yeah,
that's more like the Denver stuff where it's like, this is cool, but it's also like aesthetically sort of similar. But
yeah, and there's like a whole weird backstory about like what they're selling and blah blah blah. It's really cool.
So it's very
highly
interesting,
recommend.
Very cool. I would say go to it if you can. I also think it's going to be more fun. Like, Margaret went to the one, I think, in New Mexico.
Yeah,
but like it feels like the kind of thing to go with somebody.
Yeah, you need to go with somebody. We went as a crew for the draft. Yeah.
So I've gone to 2 just by myself, so it's fine. But it feels like there should be more. I bought like, because there's like, you can get in for like $50. You can buy the VIP for $100, and the 100 came with like a discount at the store, and it came with like other stuff or whatever. And I was getting the drink ticket. I'm just like, oh, okay, like I'll go get a drink. And like it included boozy drinks, so I got like this like $18. Did
you go to the bar inside Omega Mart around the corner? Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
We got some drinks there. The drinks were fucking good too, to be honest. Like, they were
bartender
really
was cool. We just talked to, he's like, you here for CES? I was like, yeah, and we just talked about like whatever, which was cool. And then the only thing I want to talk about from Vegas was in the Sony booth at CES proper.
Did you see the masturbator, the jack off machine? at CES? That was like the
No.
big thing that I saw come out of the CES, that you could get this like virtual reality masturbator.
We have very different Twitter feeds. I also don't really
I know.
use Twitter anymore. But there was
Fair
in
enough.
the past, there have been, like, there's always sex toys at CES. I do not see the masturbator this year. At the Sony booth, though, last year they had like this Ghostbusters experience where there's like the floor has like sensors and things in it, so you can like it can react as you
Cool.
walk, and there's whatever. And it was cool, but it was fine because I don't love Ghostbusters. But this
Yeah.
year they did the Last of Us video game, not the show, like the original, like the video game
Okay.
version, where there was a room that was probably like 15 feet by like 20 feet, and there's 6 people in it at a time. 2 people get shotguns, so I had a shotgun. 2 people have a flashlight, and there is an actor. There's one man and one woman who's doing it. We had the woman, and they're like super into it. They're like, we just found a passageway underground through the subways. We don't know if it's safe, but you got to come with me. You got to figure this out. And so the entire room
This is cool.
is like 4K or if not higher resolution. It looks like
Yeah,
you're in
yeah.
the world. Like it's not VR because you're not wearing goggles, but it's all tracked to the device. So like the shotgun and the flashlight have like little sensors all over it, so like it knows where you're pointing. And there's like spatial
Very cool.
audio, and there were smells, but I didn't smell it. But there's supposed to be smells in there. You know, you see Ellie and her friend like go through or whatever, and then the noise they make sends like zombies, and so like you shoot a bunch, and like it tracks really well where you're shooting,
Very
where
cool.
you're aiming.
Very cool.
And then, you know, there's a horde of zombies that come and they kill you, and then like the woman like breaks character. She's like, you know, hope you had a good time or whatever. It was amazing. Like it was just like
That's really
it
cool.
was basically Duck Hunt, but
the most insane modern version of Duck
because
Hunt.
like Duck
Yeah,
Hunt, I'm just like, I don't know
exactly.
how this works. Like, I know there's like a gyroscope or whatever in the thing, but like this is just like the best cameras in the world, both projecting the screen that you're part of it, and then also tracking where your shit is, and it's just like it was so cool.
Very cool.
That was also like making like that was like people were posting like that. This is the best like thing because
experience you have at CES. Yeah.
the other thing I want to talk about, then I'll talk about some media stuff, was while I was in Vegas, I thought my router, this is not like really an interesting story, it's kind of funny, whatever. So I thought my router died because I do 2 things remotely. I can watch like cameras I have in my house or whatever, and I also can access my computer remotely, and I couldn't do either. So my friend was taking care of my cats. I was like, either my power is out or my router is out, like my Wi-Fi is out
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
So he came
yeah.
over, he's like, things look fine, power's on, it's probably just the router. I'm like, okay. So I get home, and Margaret picks me up from the airport. We get here, and like the router's dead, and I'm just like, okay. So I call Verizon. I'm just like, this is gonna take forever.
You're using the Verizon router, you peasant. What the fuck is wrong with you?
So the
Okay, go ahead.
router that I got from them when I bought my house was really, really good. But this is also now 7 years ago, and I didn't have to rent
This
it.
is garbage.
I just
Don't do
bought
this. Okay.
it. And so a couple years ago,
I can't believe you come off of saying that you were at CES and you're using the fucking Verizon router. I'm sorry.
I
I'm hung
have
up on that. but,
700 megabits wireless now.
okay, that's trash. Like we could get a. What the fuck is? Like, go buy a Nighthawk and be a real person, please.
So here's the story though, and not the Nighthawk.
Go ahead.
But
Go
they
ahead.
put out a new router a couple years ago, and I was like, ooh, that's better. I want that because mine's old. They're like, you have to pay $25 a month or whatever rented. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, this is fine.
Yeah, renting a router is lame. Go ahead.
So I call Verizon. I'm like, this is going to be annoying. I'm going to have to rent a thing or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm on the phone for under 20 minutes with this woman, and she's just like, because you're in a high bandwidth thing, we're going to give you a new router. We're going to give you 2 range extenders for free. You know, I'm like, it doesn't cost me. I don't have to rent them. And she's like, no, you just get them. I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, go pick it up at the store. It's ready for you at the store. Just go pick it up. I
Okay.
go to the store. I'm like, this is the easiest thing in the world. And we're there for like an hour and a half because there's one kid working, and he's like doing the slowest phone upgrade of all time.
Oh, yeah, they don't
for a
care.
woman.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, I got
Yeah.
somebody coming. I'm like, all I need to do is pick this up. The order's already ready. And like, after I said
Yeah,
that, like,
I need
the
to hand you
third
my
or fourth
receipt.
time, he's just like,
Yeah.
wait, what? I'm like, it's already processed. Here's what I need. He's like, oh, hold on. And he like goes to the back of my mouth in like 3 minutes. I'm just like, guy. Anyway, the woman's like, sorry this is taking so long, but like, it's a nice day. And I'm just like, lady, I don't need your sympathy.
Yeah, it's a nice day that I'm in fucking side at the fucking Verizon store. Okay, cool. Thanks.
So I get home, I plug the new router in, it's not working. I'm like, what the fuck? So then I realize that my battery backup surge protector thing died. So like half of it is
Okay.
dead, half the other one. So I'm just like, oh, I got a free upgrade on a thing that like I thought. So I bought a new one at Best Buy or whatever.
Like the ABC backup shit.
Yeah, I was like, I need better Wi-Fi upstairs and better Wi-Fi in the living room. This was perfect. But so like I didn't scam Verizon, but like I accidentally got a free new upgrade because another thing died. But I'm just like,
Just public service announcement. People, don't be a peasant like Joey. Just go buy a router. Get a Nighthawk. They're not super expensive anymore. Use your own router. Don't use Verizon's. They're trash. And be a real
well, this is a
human,
modem
please.
router, and it's a fiber. Do they have a fiber?
No, you just get like a fiber modem and then you get a router and you can use whatever one you want.
These are
like
$300 or $400, the Nighthawks.
Okay, well, you don't need the newest one. Get like one that's like one generation below it, and you can get like a $200.
$200.
Dude, I told you what. Do you know how I got my router? I fucking drunk ordered it and didn't remember I ordered it, and I was like, because I was like teetering. I was like, I'm gonna buy this Nighthawk like a while ago, and I was like sitting there, and then like it just showed up at my house, and I was like, when did I buy this router? And I was like, oh, well, you were drunk and you clicked buy on Amazon.
I mean, that's a lower commitment than going to Japan for 6 weeks or whatever because you're drunk.
Yeah. But I must have really wanted it. But anyways, it's ran forever in fire. So
yeah, I mean, mine was fine. It just now I have a new one, but whatever. Anyway.
Also, yeah, but you thank you at least for not renting your router.
No, that was my thing.
That's
Like,
the
I was
dumbest
just
shit
like, no,
I've
I'm not
ever
doing
seen.
that. Like, if I called, I was gonna be like, all right, I gotta figure something out. She's like, yeah, it's gonna be this, because I tried 2 other times at Verizon. I'm just like, I want the new one. They're like, yeah, it's gonna cost money. I was just like, no, I'm fine. Anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So after that, got back. What else? We've been doing a lot of wedding planning stuff.
Cool.
Which is expensive and time consuming, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's not stressful,
Nice.
which is good.
Good, yeah. It shouldn't be stressful.
I've been playing a video game called Animal Well, which is great. I know Dan the Duke Hayden played it. It was a big game from last year. But I saw a couple movies in theaters. I'm still going through my like big watch list of things that I want to see, whatever. But I saw 2 movies in theaters, one that was great and one that was not. I saw The Last Showgirl, which was the Pamela Anderson one. Do you know about this or no?
Somebody mentioned it, but no, I don't know
People are
about
like,
it. Besides somebody
she's
mentioned
actually a great actress. She is really good in this movie. It's just like, it's fine. The movie's not great. It's kind of exactly what you think it is. But she is this aging showgirl in Vegas who has only basically ever danced in this one show that is closing. And it's just like, what does she do now? And there's like young girls that are around her and like whatever. And like, it's kind of like a vibey hangout movie, which is like, it's good at times, but also overall it's like exactly what you think it's going to be. And also,
Yeah.
I don't know that she's really good in it. It's just like, compared to like what you think she might be, like she's better, but it's also like, she's not like a great actor. It's just like,
She's Pam Anderson.
Not, bimbo on the beach, whatever, right? Like there's like a
exactly.
Whatever. But the movie that I saw last night that I loved, that I told you about, and
Please tell me about it. Yes, I'm excited.
there's a movie called Grand Theft Hamlet, which I never thought would be actually in theaters, but right now it's playing at the IFC Center in New York, probably somewhere in LA, but it's like one theater in New York. And so what this is that 2 unemployed British actors during the lockdown of COVID were so it's antsy and itchy and like creatively stifled that all they did was just play Grand Theft Auto online. And they're like, we're going to do a performance of Shakespeare, of Hamlet in the game. And so this is them. So parts of this that are kind of corny, like there's like, it feels like forced drama that's not great. But this 90-minute movie, it's not the Hamlet production, but it's them. The entire thing is in the game, such as their characters. Like they bring in, one of them is dating or married to a filmmaker, and so she shoots this like documentary style, like her character's in there too. But they film these 2 guys basically trying to convince strangers on the internet to not kill them in Grand Theft Auto, but also like, hey, do you want to act in this thing that we're doing? Like we're putting on a production of Hamlet in Grand Theft Auto. Would you be willing?
And we need you to be this character.
And so like as they're doing this, like lockdown is easing up and they like lose people because like they're like, oh, I got a job, like, whatever. And then at the end you actually see the performance they put on, but it's so cool. It's so good.
That's really fun.
And Bob, when we walked out, Bob was like, that's like the first like movie about COVID that like is good, I think. Like it was just so, because it reminded me while watching it of like when lockdown was happening, my friends, like we played like Risk online, and like I had a camera down on my like desk and just showed the Risk board, or like we made all of our fantasy baseball teams into MLB The Show teams and like just like watched streams. Like it's just
simulations
like you
of these.
ways to like
exactly.
just forget
Amuse
that you're
yourself.
locked down. And these guys were just playing video games, and like, but it reminded me also of like Red vs. Blue, and like when that was out and we were playing
I was
Halo.
going to say Red vs. Blue. Yep.
It's like we could do this too. It's like, well, you can't really, like you kind of can, but it's not good. But this is just like, because these are actors, so like they are able to like deliver lines and they have a passion for it.
And a filmmaker. But it's also just like in Grand Theft Auto online. And so like there's this one guy who shows up who's like dressed like an alien, like he's in a full body like green suit. And there's people who like aren't acting, but they're like basically as security or like as transportation, because there's people in the game who are watching the performance, but there's also people that are streaming online. But then there's also like props and everything. So like at one point, like Hamlet's ghost is on top of a blimp. So they have like a person who's not acting the play flying a blimp, and the guy playing the ghost is on top of the. It's so weird and cool and like creative. It's really
in a way.
cool.
And
Yeah.
I don't know that you need to see it in theaters. I also don't know that most people can see it in theaters. But definitely watch I think also, like, if you like, I think there's like going to be a big crossover between people who listen to this podcast and like this kind of thing. Like, they might not like Hamlet, but like, it's not really about Hamlet. It's about just like trying to do like a goofy thing in a video game.
Accomplish a stupid thing.
While just like some random like 12-year-old comes over the rocket launcher and blows you up. It's just like,
yeah.
But it's so cool. Like, I loved it. It was so good.
I know that me, at least, in like Halo days, I would have been hunting these fuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would have just been like, I'm just going to sit on top of this, like, rock up here and just snipe them the entire time they're trying to do Hamlet and just terrorize.
Because, like, early in the movie, they find this, like, amphitheater. Because, like, you know, Grand Theft Auto Online is basically L.A. So there's, like, the Hollywood Bowl, but it's the Vineland Bowl, and they have, like, this outdoor thing. And so, like, you think they're just going to do it there, but they, like, just, like, do it all around the world. They do this, the really creative adaptation of Hamlet. They name drop in the movie. They're like, nobody could do this unless you're, like, Elon Musk spending $1 billion. Like, to have, like, the production values that the game allows... But just, you know, it's in the video game, so it's like all free. It's just, it's crazy. So, very cool.
It's really cool.
Is there anything else of note going on? I don't think so. We're back on schedule now. Our next episode is Fast 5.
Yep.
Patreon bonus episode starting again soon with our Super Bowl episode, and then every 2 weeks
Super
after
Bowl
that.
episode. I'm curious what you guys think the movie is going to be, because I saw there was people thinking about it.
There's both, like, a number of football movies left, and also not really. Like, it's just, you know... It makes sense what we're doing.
It's one of my absolute favorite football movies, and one that I reference all the time.
Also, one of the least believable for a movie that's striving for accuracy. One of the least believable,
and also one of the most believable, considering what we were talking about with Brian this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably one of the most realistic looks at a football movie.
So,
as much as you say it's the least believable, I think it is also the most believable.
That is on February 9th, Sunday, February 9th, coming out on Super Bowl Sunday. But Joe, any final thoughts in this episode before we close up shop?
Go watch Severance. That's fun. We're back at it.
Babe, wake up!
So
Vin Diesel just posted.
Yeah, and go look at the fucking picture of Lewis Hamilton looking badass in front of the fucking Ferrari Enzo's house. So sick. That's my final thoughts.
See my screen? Here's the art.
It's beautiful.
And then...
The picture behind the paintbrushes is like one of the most glorious things I've ever seen in my life. I'm glad. That's
He's
awesome.
so artsy. We're blessed.
He is.
We're blessed to have Vin.
Yeah.
For all things Too Fast, Too Forever, go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/TooFastTooForever, or at TooFastTooForever on all the socials. Email us, family@cageclub.me. We'll read it on the next episode of Fastlane in 2 weeks. Check out our Patreon page at TooFastTooForever.com. Bonus episodes coming out soon in our store at cageclub.me/shop. And come back next week for Fast 5. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too.
And we will tell you all about it
when we see you again.